What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DJ LiftOFF with the JP way, and you don't want to miss this flight. Now, I know in most of my videos that have scratch tips or they're scratch pattern breakdown videos, we're using sounds that are either vocals or smooth sounds. In today's video, we're focused strictly on kicks and songs that start with bass or something like hard hitting in general. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, DJs, we're going to be breaking this video down into two separate parts. Essentially, we're only going to be focused on the last bar of the track. So if we had a track playing over here, we're going to be scratching over the last bar on this deck, or whichever deck, of course, that you're using. So in the first half, we're going to focus on the last two beats. So the last two beats of the bar. And then in the next half of the video, or the last half of the video, we're going to focus on the first two beats to make it a little bit more complex, where you can actually combine those last two beats and the first two beats. So in this tutorial, we're going to be using this vocal here.
Can y'all really feel me, baby girl? East Coast.
And as you can see, once we get to this 4 right here, we're going to act as if this is that last bar before we want to actually drop the track on this side. So this 4, just pretend this is the last bar of this track, but we're not going to obviously play the entire track the entire time. So first, I'm going to go ahead and show you each of the scratch patterns that you can do on those last two beats. So to count that out, we have
can y'all really feel me, baby girl?
4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, just to give you some reference. The first one is going to sound just like this. All right, so if we count that out, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so again, we're focusing on just those last two beats in the first half of this video. So again, all we had there were 2 baby scratches. And then we had like half of a chirp where we're gonna, after we do the first 2 baby scratches, we're just gonna close this crossfader as we push into the platter. And make sure you push into the platter enough first before you cut the sound, because you don't wanna cut the sound too early. Okay, of course, that always takes a little bit of practice. Then all we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that platter back with the crossfader closed. Then we're gonna open the crossfader, and then we just have a baby scratch, and then we're letting the platter go. Okay, so one more time. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Can y'all really feel me, baby girl? East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me?
So now let's move on to number 2, which is gonna sound just like this. Okay, one more time. Again, that's starting on that 3. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So as you can see with this one, it involves a lot of chirps. If you're not comfortable with chirps, you can replace those first chirps with baby scratches, and you can do it like this. But when you get here, you are gonna have to close that crossfader, pull back, and then open the crossfader to do that last baby scratch. But essentially all we have is we're going from fast to medium to slow as far as our hand speed with the chirp scratches. So we have 1, 2, 3, fast, medium, slow. Then we're doing the same thing that we did in the first one. We're closing the crossfader with like half of a chirp. Then we're pulling that platter back, opening our crossfader, and then we just have 1 more chirp scratch, and then we're dropping the platter. So let's go ahead and do this with the beat as well, or with the vocal as well.
Can y'all really feel me, baby girl? East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me?
Okay, so that's number 2. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Okay, so that's number 3. One more time. Essentially, all we have here is we're starting off with the scribble, which is just 2 fast baby scratches. And as you can see, we're leaving that crossfader open because they're baby scratches, not chirps. Okay, so to break down number 3, we're starting off with just a scribble scratch, which is just 2 fast baby scratches. Then once we do that, we have just a baby scratch. But on this baby scratch, we're slowing it down just a little bit. So we have this. So 2 or 1 fast scribble, and then we just have a slow baby scratch. And Then we have the same thing that we had in the last two patterns where we're cutting that sound out, pulling our platter back, opening the crossfader, then we just have a chirp scratch, then we're dropping. Okay, so in entirety, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So with the vocal, it sounds just like this.
Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me?
Okay, so that's what we have for number 3. And then for number 4, it'll sound just like this. So to break this one down, we're essentially doing that half chirp scratch again, where we're pushing forward on the platter and then closing our crossfader. Then we're gonna pull back on that platter, open our crossfader. Then we just have 2 scribble scratches, or really just 1 scribble scratch, which is just 2 fast baby scratches. And then we just have a chirp. Okay. So essentially, to do it again, we just have, or this is the full thing. And excuse me, that's actually 2 chirp scratches there. Not 1, but 2 chirp scratches at the end. So we have push forward, pull back, open the crossfader, scribble, and then 2 chirps. And then we're dropping. So to do it with the vocal.
Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all?
Okay. So those are your 4 different patterns, and you can use these just by themselves. So like once you get to that 1 or the 4 and 2 and 3, right on that 3, you can start any of these and then you can drop your song right on that 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and just show you what it sounds like with another sound really quickly that doesn't have as much sound after the kick. So if I was to do all of them again, starting with the first one. Okay, one more time. That's the first one. Now the second one. Or if you're doing babies, that's number 2. Now number 3. One more time. And then we have number 4. Okay, so those are all 4 of them. So if we're gonna add the first 2 beats, this is what it would sound like. These are pretty simple. So the first one is just literally all baby scratches, but you're gonna go fast, slow, fast, slow. So we have 1 and 2 and then once we get to 3, obviously we're starting those patterns that we just learned before. So again, all we have is 1 and 2 and then we're ready for 3. So if I was to add this into, let's just say, the second pattern that we learned earlier, it would sound like this. Right? It would sound just like that. Now, the other ones that you can do are just going to be those half chirps again. So starting on that 1, or technically on the 4, we're just going to go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So for these, again, we're just pushing forward, cutting that sound, pulling back with that crossfader close. We're opening it. Same thing again, pulling back. So if I was to do that, and then the third pattern we learned earlier, which again, the third pattern sounded like this. Earlier, it would sound like this. Okay. Now the last one you can do, if you're a little bit more advanced and you have a little bit more control, instead of doing it like this, 1 and 2 and, you can do them on each half beat or each eighth note. So you can go 1 and 2 and. That's actually pretty difficult, especially when you get to the higher tempos to do them that fast. But if you can do it, you can also do those on the 1 and 2 and then of course when we get to the 3, we're doing what we had on 3. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and combine some of these so you can see how they sound. So let's go ahead and first combine number 1 from the first one where we have this. And then we're gonna combine number 4, which sounds like this. Okay, so if we're starting here.
Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me?
That's what that would sound like. So as you can see, those blend together really, really well. Now let's just do one more here. We're gonna do a different intro for those first 2 beats, and then we'll do the third one again, which sounds like this. Okay, and then obviously that next one, or the first part, is gonna sound like this.
Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Feel it.
Or you could do it like this as well.
Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Feel it. East Coast feel me.
Okay, so there you have it. Those are things you can do on those first 2 beats as well as on those last 2 beats as well. And this will definitely work on different tracks. You can definitely do it with something that has a shorter kick. So let's just do a random one. Or another one will be. So as you can see, it's pretty versatile. So try this on some songs that start with a kick with some bass. It should work on pretty much anything that you have, unless it's like a crazy short kick. It might not sound as great, but it still might. So definitely just try it on different songs and see what you get. But that is the video in entirety. I hope this helped. If it did help and you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. I definitely have more coming for you all. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. But with that said, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
But you ain't think that I would slide when it was time to slide. All white whip with a black Glock sitting inside the ride. 007 niggas died when we was coming by. I was not involved, but I don't mind sending you to the sky. Hallelujah, Jesus Christ, I think my neck's sick. Bought a couple diamonds, had to